My name's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
And you are?
Diamond Dallas Page.
Okay. So, what have you been doing ever since you've been out of wrestling?
Blown up DDP Yoga. It's the goal is to become a household name, and it's on its way. About 5 years ago, I knew that what I'm doing with DDP Yoga was actually going to overshadow my wrestling career, and it started to happen. Today DDP is the new Jack LaLanne. For those of you who know who Jack LaLanne was, meets Tony Robbins meets straight Richard Simmons.
Right.
Help a lot of big people.
Okay. All right. And are you still following wrestling today?
Yeah, I follow it enough to know who the new guys are coming up, and who I like to watch. Like Randy Orton's still one of my favorites. Big fan of Bray Wyatt. I like the way they're pushing the new big Amazon dude. Friggin', I love how they're pushing him. I stay involved just enough to know who's who.
Right. So if I were a wrestler, or if somebody else were a wrestler coming up, and they wanted to be in the same like TNA, WWE, what would you tell them?
Really hard. It's now there's only really the one big one, which is WWE, and TNA doesn't work enough to be viable to make a living. You still got to do the independent scene. So I would tell anybody who wants to get involved in wrestling, you really should be in a spot where you can't live without it. If you can't live without it, then you should do it. And if you're going to be happy doing the independent scene, if you get good enough to do the independent scene, then you need to be happy with that. But if you really want it, like just to be, I want to be in WWE, I want to be in WWE, I want to be in WWE, that's going to be really, really hard.
Right.
The guys who do it, if you look at some of the guys that they're bringing up now, they're either guys who have worked their ass off at the independent scene and climbed the ladder. And there's thousands or tens of thousands of wrestlers out there. They're picking those one or two or three guys that are, really put the work in, or they're coming out of the NFL. Now, they're going to be monsters. If you go down to WWE Performance Center, they're top athletes.
What are one of the wrestlers that you really liked working with back in your career that you can really think about that you have had the most fun with, a big blast with, and doing things with?
Well, I would say that Randy Savage was my favorite feud. Loved being in the ring with Sting, Chris Kanyon, Raven, Mark Merrow, Scott and Kev. They're my boys. I like being when I was in there with Goldberg. It was fun. Hulk, of course, was the man. So getting to be in with him and draw some pretty big money with him was a lot of fun too. So, I lived the dream, man.
Right. What is, like, one last question is, if there was a dream match you can go back for, one last match, who would it be against, and would it be tag team, singles competition, or?
It'd be singles. I don't want to rely on anybody else. There's two matches I would love to go back in time to do, and one is People's Champion versus People's Champion against the biggest star in the world. I love that The Rock is the man. He's the biggest star in the world, and he's one of us, and we're real proud of him. I also would have loved to work with Randy. Diamond Cutter versus RKO. Natural. I thought for sure when I showed up at the Rumble last year or 2 years ago that when I dropped that third guy, the next guy that was coming down was Randy. But he wasn't even in the building. So now I always say to him, hey, Randy, you are the legend killer, my friend, but haven't killed me yet.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. All right.
Hi, I'm Tommy. I hope you enjoyed watching that interview with my friend Chris while he was at the Lexington Comic and Toy Con. If you want to watch the next interview, then click underneath next interview. If you want to watch all the interviews at once, then click under all interviews. If you want to subscribe to either of our channels because you like our content, then click on the clickable links down below. Well, this is Tommy saying, catch you all later and stay tuned for more.